Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. You're very welcome to the programme, and we're continuing here in Randalstown. Of course, we were here this morning at First Randalstown Presbyterian Church, and we were giving out literature for some missions that are coming up. And so I thought I would do a wee bit of church history. The weather was great and still is great this afternoon. And so this is the old congregation of the Presbyterian Church in Randalstown. And as you can see, it's an oval church, so it's very unique. I'll just zoom in and let you see it. Certainly very unique, there's no doubt about that. You don't get too many churches like this. And it was built in 1790 on the site of the former meeting house on land that had been originally been granted to the congregation that was founded here in 1655. And I want to show you a grave here. Now, it's not a minister of this church. He was a minister of the Rockery Presbyterian Church, which I would assume is the one in Monaghan. But it's in memory of Reverend David Robinson, minister of Rockery Presbyterian Church. He was born the 11th of July, 1829. He was ordained the 29th of September, 1860. And he died the 26th of June, 1909. So he was actually born in 1829. And the bells that you just heard there is from across the road, the Church of Ireland in Randalstown. So the land had been granted to the congregation by Rose Marchioness of Antrim, who was the only daughter of Sir Henry O'Neill of Shane's Castle. So a big connection here with Shane's Castle, Rose O'Neill and the Earls of Antrim and the Presbyterian Church. Absolutely fantastic. So I want to show you this memorial as well. This was erected by William Moore in 1848. Now, William was a solicitor in Ballymena. He erected it sacred to the memory of James Orr, late of Randalstown, who departed this life on the 16th of July 1814, aged 44 years, and Margaret, his wife, who died on the 24th of October 1847 in the 68th year of her age. Also of their two children, Catherine and Eliza Anne, who both died young. Blessed are the dead who die in the Lord. And then William's also buried here himself. It says, sacred also to the memory of William Moore, late of Ballymena, solicitor, by whom this monument was erected and who departed this life on the 20th of February 1873, aged 61 years. And then it goes on. So there you are, that's a solicitor who's buried here. He actually had the monument erected. Now, in 1929, extensive alterations to the church were carried out, and they were so well carried out that in the building work that they'd done on this church, that it's only by looking very carefully that you can actually see the join between the old stonework of 1790 and the new stonework of 1829. So I'm assuming that's it just there, because that certainly looks a wee bit different, as you can see, the bottom there from the top. So I'm assuming, I could be wrong, but I'm assuming that that's where the join there, and you can see a line there. So that's my guess. Now, Rose O'Neill, who granted the land to the congregation, she was born in 1631. Rose was raised a Protestant. Her grandfather was Shane Mac Brian O'Neill, and her great grandfather was Brian MacPhillim O'Neill, who was hanged for opposing the local plantations in 1574. Now, Rose married Randall MacDonald, Marquess of Antrim, about 1652 or 1653. And he was a Roman Catholic, of course. But she actually renamed the town in his honour. So it was officially to mark the marriage of Rose and Randall. And so she had the town here renamed Randalstown. So there you go, guys. I bet you your wives haven't done that. But certainly Randall had a town named after him. Randalstown. So Rose had inherited Shane's castle, which is just down the road, after the death of her father. Of course, Randall and Rose had no children. And Rose's husband Randall died in 1683. And he's buried in Bonamarghe, Ferrari, along with the Earls of Antrim. And I've actually covered their tomb. So if you check out my playlist on the Earls of Antrim, you will get the Bonamarghe, Ferrari and the Earls of Antrim tomb. Now, Rose herself died on the 27th of April 1695, and she's buried with her parents at St Nicholas Church in Carrickfergus. So you can see a wee plaque there, just under the oval window, and it says built in 1790, and it was built by Thomas Henry, who was the minister of the church here. He was the reverend. Now in 1956, 1957, the sexton's cottage was demolished and a new boundary wall was built using stone from the ruins of Ballymena Castle. And sandstone from the chimneys of the castle were actually used to build the gate pillars, which are these here. So if you want to see Ballymena Castle, you got to come to Randalstown. So these are the chimney stacks, but they're now the pillars of the old Congregation Presbyterian Church in Randalstown. Fantastic, isn't it? It's great to still have them. And of course, a new boundary wall was built using stone from the ruins of the castle as well, which you can see. So fantastic. The monument you see there is the War Memorial. So absolutely fantastic, isn't it? So you've got the old Congregation Presbyterian Church, and you've also got remnants here of Ballymena Castle, which I think is fantastic. So the original building is built mainly of basalt rubble, stones of random shape and size, whereas the porch here that you're looking at is built of dressed blocks of basalt, and you can actually see the difference. So for example, if you look there, you can see the difference in those blocks than in those blocks. And as I say, above the front door of the porch then, there's an oval window, and beneath the oval window is a stone panel with the inscription, built in 1790, Thomas Henry, minister. So I thought maybe he would have been buried here, but I couldn't find his grave, and it's certainly not on Find a Grave either. But this church was built by Thomas Henry, actually Reverend Dr. Thomas Henry. He was born in Dromore in 1758, where I live now, and not in my house of course, and he died on the 30th of August 1830 near Randalstown at the age of 72 years. And it was the Reverend Thomas then who built this church, as the inscription says, in 1790. So there you go, folks. Hope you've enjoyed that. There you can see the Church of Ireland across the road. There's a wee stream down here. Hopefully you can see that. So there you go, folks. So thanks for watching, and God bless.